Well, I had my foot broke, and I was laid up and couldn't be on my feet. And I had a lot of, my sister first cut me out squares when we moved down here in this big house. And I said, oh no, I don't have time for that. And I put them in the press and left them there for years. And I never got them out till in 1991 when I had my foot broke and I started piecing quilts then. And I enjoyed it so much that I just kept right on. I've made at least 70 quilts in my lifetime. I made all the grandchildren quilts, and I made all the great-grandchildren baby quilts, and then I gave each one of them this past winter a quilt apiece. I like 2 grandsons, but the lady's going to help me get a couple more made. When I was growing up, my mother made quilts too, and they had what they called a quilting bee, and she would invite the ladies to come in, and she would fix dinner, and they would quilt all day, and that's how they got their quilts quilted.
That there's the material you made my curtains out of.
Your curtains.
And my bedspread.
Yeah.
And I recognize these as dresses.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, there's a lot of them there.
Oh, that's the main one I really recognize.
These were just little squares sewed together and then made these big squares. And some of them are patterns that I made myself. I would take and lay paper under the pattern and go around it with a pen, punch little holes, make the lines, and then I'd draw around it and cut out my pattern. That's how I got a lot of my patterns. I had to make the quilts bigger because I first was making them small to fit standard beds. But when the kids begin to get bigger beds, then I added these strips around them to make them, and then extra borders. Some of my borders I have went around them at least 3 times with plain color, and then a print, and then maybe another plain color. This one is called a railroad, and it's for my granddaughter that was married last Saturday of December.
Yeah.
And I went to her wedding. This is a quilt my little 9-year-old great-granddaughter made for me, and she had the ladies to monogram it for me, and she would bring it and show it to me when she was piecing it. But I didn't know it was for me, and at Christmas time she brought it in here to me for Christmas.